And we back, episode 57, Dirty Fanatics United, coming at you.
Yeah.
Sports.
Falcon fans all over the world, Falcon fans all over the nation. Dirty Fanatics United is back, coming at you live on a Sunday night here for Dirty Fanatics United, episode 57. Draft Night Countdown is the title of the show. Philip, Cody, exciting things coming for the Dirty Birds in the next couple of days. How we feeling, boys?
Feeling good.
Feeling real good. Excited for this draft, man.
Yes, sir. Cody, been a minute since we talked, man. Glad to see you here tonight. Glad to talk Falcon football with you. Young ho, Cody, that is. Philip, how we doing, brother?
Blessed. You know, that's all we're going to say. Blessed.
As
Gotta leave
always.
it there. Short and simple. Blessed.
As always, man. Glad to have everybody here tonight to talk some Falcon football. As I said, 4 quick nights away, man, from the Falcons selecting one more Falcon that will hopefully be entered into the Ring of Honor here for the Dirty Birds, man. A guy that we know will change the team, a guy that's going to be an impact from day one. We've talked about it. Countless of other team podcasters have talked about it. A lot going on when it comes to these Dirty Birds, man. I can't wait to get to it. But before we do, man, roll call. Shout out to Miss Pam in the chat, Brandon Keeler in the chat, 95 North Talk Show, Bellows World in the chat, Brandon Keeler in the chat, and everybody on Facebook and Twitter. Shout out to you people. Hit that like button, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, keep your boy rolling through the analytics, and share the podcast, man. Hit the subscribe button. We got 351 subscribers, man. We trending on the way to 1K, man. Stick with us on the road to 1K. You're not going to want to miss it, man. Got some important news coming out tonight. We will be live draft night. My boy Cody with the live reaction from the bins. Me and Philip here at the house, watching it from the TV screen, getting everybody's reaction, getting fans. Quick announcement real quick in the middle of an announcement. If you want to be on the podcast draft night, man, let me know right here in the live comment section. We'll get you on the show, 15, 20 minutes, your reaction of the pick, your thoughts about it, how we're feeling about the certain selection, and then we'll just pass it on, man, and keep this show going. Like I said, Cody will be live from the bins. Definitely some scenes you're going to see. You want to see the reaction of all the other Falcon fans? Well, guess what? Cody's there with it. Philip, Cody, before we get into our subjects here, man, how are we feeling leading up into this draft? Is there a certain position that we're looking at? Or are we just excited to see football is back? How are we feeling, man? Talk to me.
I'll start first. I'm excited to see, a little bit of something coming back, but there is one position in particular I'm looking forward to. I mean, it's not what everybody's looking in, but me, my point of view, my direction. I'm ready to see what we do at the wide receiver position. See if that was what maybe could potentially be a number 8 selection. Who knows? But that's something I'm excited to see out of this draft.
Odunze. I've heard Odunze could drop, Philip. That's a big name that could go down the polls. Draft night is going to be crazy. Philip, speaking on the receiver core here for draft night, something to watch. Obviously, there's so many directions the Falcons could go. So any position us three throw out to you, you definitely cannot look over. Receiver, Philip, definitely a good one. Cody, heading into the draft, man, how are we feeling about it? What are you most excited about? What position are you ready to see? You obviously have a big night planned at the bins with the family.
Sir.
Cody, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm just excited to have, some form of football back. It's, I love watching baseball and I enjoy baseball and I enjoy my Atlanta Braves, but man, nothing beats the Dirty Birds. Nothing will ever beat the Dirty Birds. Definitely looking forward to that defensive end. I'm still big on the guy out of Alabama, man. I still want him. He fits our yes, sir. He just fits. And I'm, if we don't go there, we go, a Cooper Rush, we go Latua or wherever, man. I'm just excited to have Falcon football back, even if it's for one night, because it's a long way till football after this.
Yes, sir. And birthday week coming up, man. It always falls on the same week of the draft. Philip, the year we drafted Kyle Pitts, you remember it was my birthday night. So, I fell in love with Kyle Pitts, and for this draft to be a day or 2 days away from the birthday, man, it's going to be special for me. So, going to love to see it, man. Going to love to see what happens draft night. So many directions the Falcons go. Rumors, guys, rumor report, Falcons could potentially take a quarterback in the number 1 round at number 8. Reports coming from Nick Baldino, or whatever Cody called him, is Baldy. Reports are that he thinks that the Atlanta Falcons could have a shakeup when it comes to the NFL draft. This was reported by Atlanta Bergen. Says Brian Baldinger from NFL Network says, don't be surprised if the Atlanta Falcons take a quarterback in the first round of the NFL draft. He said the franchise has been a disaster since Matt Ryan started declining. I feel like there's a curveball coming soon. Falcon fans, how are we feeling about that move before we get into our subject tonight? Quarterback at number 8. If one of these guys fall and the Atlanta Falcons see them on the board, if we're going best player available, is a quarterback that choice? Philip, Cody, your thoughts, and then we'll get to the chat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, excuse me, but if a guy like Drake May slides back potentially, like some people are saying he's falling back a little bit, or even a Jaden Daniels, similar play styles to what we have now in Kirk Cousins, somebody that can teach these young guys a little bit what he knows around the ropes and everything around them, just to get them up to speed for the game. I feel like you can't pass up on that option if you go that, if it happens that way. Like you do need that backup, so that 100% good backup quarterback, the future. Exactly. It ain't going to be, we don't know if this 4 years is going to be a 4-year the whole thing. We don't know that. We just have to see. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. But if, like I said, if it happens that way, and you can't pass up on it, on either one.
It's a crazy situation for me. And Cody, we're coming right to you real quick. I think it's crazy, man. I think this draft is going to be wild. If you see a quarterback like Jaden Daniels or Drake May, or if you see a J.J. McCarthy come off the board in the top 5, guys, my head is blown. And Philip's been right the whole fucking time. I don't know how else to say it, but I'll be tremendously shocked. But Philip has been talking about it here on the channel for a while now. So, I mean, it's moves that I've seen reporters talk about. I've seen mock draft where J.J. McCarthy goes, to the number 5 pick. Like, it's crazy at the spots that these players could go, trades that could happen draft night. I think it's very appeasing if the Falcons could get a call to trade back to number 10 or 12 for some extra draft capital. Cody, your thoughts? Quarterback at number 8. If one of these players fall, is Brian Baldinger? Is he ringing with something here?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few reports. I know Adam Schefter was on a podcast. I don't know who he was on with, but he was talking about Jaden Daniels not wanting to play for Washington. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Jaden Daniels' agent has tweeted. I don't think he had tweeted anything serious from what I understood, but enough for if he falls from because everybody was expecting him to fall at number 2, and now it looks like McCarthy is supposed to go number 2 after what was tweeted out by not Jaden Daniels himself, but by his agent. You know how agents are. He's trying to get money for the kid. He's trying to hype him up as much as he can. But, in the case of Jaden Daniels, falling, maybe he falls to 8. Am I going to be upset to see Jaden Daniels come into Atlanta? Absolutely not. I think he is probably the most NFL-ready quarterback out of the guys. I've seen him make those deep ball passes. And one thing that I really like about him that a lot of rookie quarterbacks, I feel, don't like to make those short to intermediate passes. And he's comfortable with that. You see him do it in LSU. I've seen him, you can see him drop the bombs, but you see him make those, 7-yard slants, easy pickup first down passes, and so it would be great to see Jaden Daniels, if he did come slide all the way down to 8 to us, sit behind Kirk, like Philip said, for those 4 years. I think Kirk would be a great guy to learn from for 4 years. And then we've got our guy of the future who's already learned behind, the guy that I would consider Matt Ryan 2.0. Maybe not quite as good as Matt, but, he's right on his heels. So if we have a quarterback at 8, man, I'm all for it.
Yes, sir, man. And obviously, Phil, I think there's a little music background coming from your podcast or from your audio. I'm not sure. But as I was saying, obviously, there's been mock drafts that we've had here on the channel, guys. All three of us can agree to this. We've seen mock drafts here on the channel where Jaden Daniels fell to number 8. And obviously, we're just speaking from what these reports are saying. This isn't DFU saying the Atlanta Falcons are taking a quarterback at 8. This is us just speaking on what NFL Network was speaking on. To see the quarterback, if we selected a quarterback at 8, I could agree, and I agree some fans could agree with me that it'd be kind of tough, to see our guy on the sideline. That first-round pick on the sideline when you're trying to go get that Super Bowl ring now, you want to get a player on the field to be active, to get you that chance to be to be that championship team. But also, like Philip and me were talking, you got to think about the future. If there's a quarterback there and you think he's best player available, that's the guy. That's who you take. Real quick, headed to chat before we get to our first subject. Miss Pam in the chat said, hello, fellas, and everyone in the chat. Shout out to Miss Pam, diehard Falcon fan. Brandon Keeler in the chat said, fellas, hope you all are doing well. Let's have a great week. Shout out to Brandon Keeler. Facebook user here with the fire emojis, Anton Tuggle. Shout out to Antonio Tuggle. Philip with that. Everyone over on Facebook. 95 North Talk Show Draft Week. Let's go.
Let's go.
Bellows World, home team, hashtag Atlanta. Bello, appreciate you leaving a comment, brother. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. New faces in the chat. Love to see it. Hit that like button, brother. Glad to have you here. Brandon Keeler in the chat say, yes, sir. Happy draft week. I'm unfortunately working the first night, but I'll be watching at the station. Stormy Sapp in the chat said, happy Sunday. Rise up. My boy Brandon Keeler said, this Thursday is also my birthday. Best 40th birthday gift at top 10 pick. Hey, mine's the 23rd. Yours is the 25th. Is it 25th? That's when the draft is. I believe it is. Something like that. So shout out to Brandon Keeler, man. Birthday coming up. Facebook user here. Kiki in the chat. She said, hey, fam. Shout out to Kiki in the chat. My sister. Shout out to her. Glad that she's here on the channel. Shout out to Kiki, man. A diehard Falcon fan. And is not afraid to let you know how you feel. Shout out to Kiki, man. Man. Brandon Keeler in the chat said, I'd like to be on with you, so pencil me in. There's another one for draft night. Brandon Keeler, we got your name written on the list. That's another special guest to come on and give his reaction. Nick Bungalow said, Dallas Turner at 8, QB second round. I could see it. DSGB Hall, DFU. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. Nick Bungalow in the chat says, sick of the mock drafts, ready for the real.
That is real right there.
I think we all can agree with that, Nick. I truly believe we all agree with you there, brother. Hashtag DFU from Caleb Maxwell on Facebook, man. Appreciate Caleb Maxwell for the DFU hashtag. Carlton Bunch on Facebook said, what's up, y'all? Rise up. Dirty Bird for life. Damsky in the chat. What's up, Damsky? Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Brandon Keeler said, no, sir. No UCLA players. Sheesh. You stuck in the TAC days, Brandon. You stuck in the TAC days. The Tua is way better than TAC, Bubba. Promise. One time for the fans say, sheesh, smash that like button, yo. Brandon Keeler in chat said, I can see that happening, Chase. One time for the fan. If we go quarterback at 8, it's Jack Spade. I'm waiting for the call. Shit. Let's not go quarterback at 8. Let's not go quarterback at 8. But said no quarterback defense. Wait till next year's draft. Moving on. Jabri, the one, the only, that won the Julio Jones Madden action figure, shipping it out this week to you, buddy. Shout out to Jabri Harper. He said, rise up, folks. Rise up, brother. Guys, it's time to talk Falcon football, man. Obviously, draft night is coming up. 4 days away. That's all we're speaking on tonight. Draft night. Heading into draft night, guys. We've already talked about what we're most excited about. But it's time to lock in the answer. We've had weeks, we've had months to talk about it, and it's time to go ahead and lock it in. Who we taking at 8? Starting with you, Philip, rotating around to me. Who we taking at 8? Who's going to be an Atlanta Falcon tonight?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, one position I'm looking forward to. Everybody thinks we're going to go this defensive route, and you might possibly could, but I just think something's just telling me we're not going there. I want to, don't get me wrong, but I just feel I have that feeling we're just not going to. I feel like we go get a receiver. I feel like we get Roma Dunsats, selection 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Adunze, the guy we just spoke on. Adunze is a solid pickup. Philip, somebody to pair with Drake London. Man, what an offense we'd have then. A Bijan, a Drake London, a Adunze,
it'd be like a
Tyler
Julio
Algier. Oh my
Sanu type of
God.
deal, kind of in a way there again.
Mama, he did it again. He's going stupid again. Falcons, if we get a Dunze draft night, this offense is going to look crazy. Cody, you heard Philip's selection. Chad, obviously, let us know who you think the Falcons could take draft night. This is Philip's locked answer. Dunze, a freaking athletic freak when it comes to receiver. Cody, how we feeling, man? I know you're a Dallas Turner fan. I know you want that defensive pick. You want Jimmy Lake to be stacked when the season starts out. Cody, who we feeling, and give us an explanation of why, brother.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and lock me in for Dallas Turner out of Alabama, man. Let's say we're going to stack that defense like we've been stacking the offense this offseason. Reason why I'm going Dallas Turner, I know people say he fell off after his whoever his teammate was, but who cares? He's got a Grady Jarrett. He's got an Amimata. He's got possibly Calais Campbell. I mean, there are guys going to be there that, it's going to be like our offense, pick your poison. Who do you want bum rushing your quarterback? Amimata, Jarrett, or Turner. Turner fits our defense, especially when he drops back, helps out our linebackers there with Ellis. Our linebacking core, I'm pleased with already, but man, you add that talent of Dallas Turner, who we had that insane stat about him dropping back like 127 times into coverage. Which was more than anybody by a long shot. So that's why I want him here. He fits. He's big. He's physical. He's mean. And, man, can he lay the wood. So I want to see Dallas Turner in Falcon uniform.
Speaking on what you're talking about right now, Cody, with the screen share here, can you guys see this? Can y'all see the screen share? Right here, it says on SportsCenter ESPN, Jay Fowler said on what he's hearing with the Falcons at number 8 overall, the Falcons are certainly a candidate to get a pass rusher at some point in the draft. They spent some time with Michael Penix when they went to visit him in early April. The whole contingent went head coach Raheem Morris and Fenton. Says Penix at 8 may be too rich. Ends with saying pass rusher is probably the safer pick at number 8. Guys, the Michael Penix Jr. pick at number 8 has been really hyping up. And let's go back in the past here. Let's look at some of our past pickups. Let's look at a guy in Drake London. If we all remember, our last visit was with Drake London in early April. We pulled the plug. We went to Cali. We had a private workout with him. Guess what the Atlanta Falcons did in early April? Went and talked to Michael Penix Jr. Guys, do not be surprised if these Falcons pull the plug and trade back and draft Michael Penix Jr. in the later rounds. Defense, as Cody was saying, is a big need. You need that edge guy. And as he made a great point here with Dallas Turner, he's the most drop back linebacker or edge out of the whole draft. You can almost put him at the linebacker position and let him play. Dallas Turner is ready to go. He can play multiple spots. But when it comes to me, man, and this is a tough one because I'm looking at the cornerback spot. I'm looking at a spot that I feel like for the past 3 years has been a spot that has been depleted. And yes, Cody, rush has been a very, very sad spot for the Falcons the past few years. So that's definitely a need.
It's been bad.
Cornerback as well, man. It just seems like, Akuda started off hot. We got half decent play from Akuda throughout the year. Defense finished at a top 10. But just imagine if we could pair Terrell with another shutdown like Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo. At number 8, a guy like Mitchell, I can see happening.
Terrion Arnold.
There's another name. This draft is stacked, and it's really whatever they decide to go. But I would say the Falcons could trade back and take Mitchell. If we sit at 8, Dallas Turner is probably your pick if he's on the board just because of the school he went to, the big name, the stats, the drop back percentages like Cody just said. And if you trade back to 10 or 12, maybe it's Latua or Jared Verse. We talked about it. We made a top 5 draft board. We're going to bring that up here shortly here in a minute. But we brought up a top 5 draft board here at DFU, and all of those guys that we're speaking on right now were on our top 5 board. Cody, Philip, is there anybody that we could say has probably pushed up on the board and knocked one of these guys off the board? Philip, starting with you, is there any guy you've been looking at that could possibly replace a top 5 candidate?
All right. Who are on our top 5?
I'm about to pull it up right now. Give me just a second.
If I remember.
I know it was Dallas Turner, Latua, Cooper DeJean, Jared Verse, and Joel.
Yeah. For me personally, it would either be I have two that could possibly take Cooper DeJean's place. Could be Terrion Arnold, like I mentioned earlier, or possibly, like I said, Roma Dunze. For my
Yeah.
top five personally, something mix of that. You don't.
I'm
Those
trying to
would be two
find it, man.
that
It's
could
taking me a while.
switch.
Cody, anybody that you've seen, you've been looking at the past week that could potentially push one of these guys that we've looked at off our board?
I'm going to be boring here a little bit. I like our top five, honestly. The only way that I see anybody getting knocked off is possibly a Joe Alt. And the only way that he's coming off is if Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to 8. And we can pick that up.
If Marvin Harrison Jr. is there at 8, that's your selection. If I was replacing any of these guys here off our board, it is Cooper DeJean with Quinyon Mitchell. I went back and watched some tape on Mitchell before we went live. I've been watching him the past week, actually, in smaller school like Toledo. Obviously, Cooper DeJean, smaller school, but Quinyon Mitchell, man, is just that lockdown cornerback. Cooper DeJean is that kind of a slot cornerback, can play safety role, nickel spot. And I think you kind of had that in D. Alford if you're going to give him the chance to run that this year. I think you could potentially look at the cornerback spot, a guy that's going to solely play there and be that cornerback too that you select in the first round. So I think if I'm moving anybody off this board, it's Cooper DeJean, and I'm sliding Jared Verse up 1, and I'm putting Quinyon Mitchell at 4 if it was left up to me. But then again, man, I like our top 5 board. This was a week or 2 weeks ago. So obviously stuff changes. Guys, don't be surprised if Joe Alt slides to 8 if he's not the pick. That's a stud. We're going by best player available, and if he's on top of that list, that's something that you can see happen draft night. Headed over to the chat, man. Chat's popping off tonight. Before we get to our next subject, one time for the fans said, I'm going to go drink now. Rise up one time for the fans. Carlin Bunch would not draft quarterback, defense, maybe receiver. Rise up, folks, from let's see. That's Jabri Harper over on Facebook. Brandon Keeler said, Chase, Cody, Phillip, every time I watch y'all's podcast, the evening feels right. Let's get it. Hey, that's what we aim for, man. Just bringing you guys content, talking Falcon football, Falcon fans in the chat, doing what Falcon fans love to do, man. Talking Falcon football, waiting for the season to come. Draft night, I know we're all excited. Can't wait for that to happen. It's going to be a fun time here on the channel, man. And speaking of draft night, the one and only, the Falconator. What's good, guys? The Falconator. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Falconator. NFL Network actually just reposted your video today, brother, on Instagram of Notorious Draft Day. We've heard that before. So shout out to the Falconator, man. Always chanting up with the Falconator at the football games, talking Falcon football. Just a diehard, man. Shout out to the Falconator. Thank y'all. Hashtag DFU. Hashtag draft ready. Jabri Harper in the chat, man. Brandon Keeler said, dream pick would be Marvin Harrison Jr. falls into our lap. We draft him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can't pass him. If he's there, you can't pass him. Verse or Dallas at 8, please. If you trade back to 13 or later, I'm okay with a Tua. Brandon Keeler in the chat said, fellas, last great edge, Patrick Kearney. Yeah. Jabri said, I'm thinking they're using Penix as bait so we can trade back with Minnesota or the Raiders, make those teams and more desperate. That's very true. You can use that as a smoke screen. That's something that you can be.
Did y'all see where, as much as I hate Sean Payton, apparently he's ready to mortgage the farm to move up for a quarterback?
Yeah, because he has no money, he has no draft picks, and he's fudged.
I hope he calls us so we can just tell him, screw you.
Yeah, no hope.
Yeah, he's ruined over there, man. He's done ran that team into shambles like he did the New Orleans Saints. Facebook user over here, Twan Jackson in the chat said, now Ald is a player I'd love to have. I don't know how long we have in Matthews, but Ald is a guy you think we can make our line even better, especially in the future. But it's clear we need a pass rusher, but I wouldn't mind trading back. Exactly, bro. If Joe Alt's there, this guy's a 6'8", 240-something pound phenomenon. You don't get this every year. This is a guy that could be your future. Jake Matthews retired, goes into the Ring of Honor. Guess who's right behind him? Joe Alt, another stud. If something happens with, I don't know, on the right side, Caleb McGarry goes down. Guess who can fill that spot? Joe Alt. Guess who can beat Caleb McGarry out in training camp? Joe Alt. Guess what opens up money in training camp? If Caleb McGarry's traded or cut or released,
Joe Walt.
Joe Alt. So Joe Alt is definitely not a bad move if you select him at 8. Another guy that's shoring up that offensive line for Kirk Cousins. Obviously, his blind side. If something was happening to Matthews, we don't have a great step-up guy there. So to have Joe Alt on the roster would be dope. Speaking on draft, obviously this would not happen this year, but a guy that's very big in the media, very big in Atlanta, very outspoken, Deion Sanders,
Yes, sir.
recruiting his son Shador Sanders to Atlanta. I heard that Atlanta is his number one pick right now. His top priority would be to land in Atlanta. Falcon fans, Shador Sanders in the A next year. How we feeling?
Hey, you know, my thing is if the kid, I mean, he went from an HBC school to Colorado and he made that jump. Now, if he can make the jump from there, you know, I don't know how good the school was that Sanders came from. I'm assuming, you know, pretty decent for Deion to go there. And then to make that jump to Colorado and make them a what, they were ranked 13 this past year. Just, you know, weren't expected to win some games that they won. Now, I understand they fell off, but they're also at Colorado. But Shador didn't look bad. So if you're telling me that, you know, at 8, we take a defensive player, you know, take that Dallas Turner or whoever we take, you wait that year and then take a Shador to sit there and learn the next 3 years behind Kurt. Cool. I'm totally okay with that. I know Deion's trying to get his other boy that's not his boy, but, you know, to come here too, you know,
Travis Hunter?
you know, have it. I believe so. I think that's his name. Yes.
Bro, that would be crazy. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Yep.
But the question is, guys, what position does he play when he comes to the NFL? Does he play receiver or cornerback? They're not going to let him swing both ways. You know?
Yep.
Cornerback, I could see that.
Well,
I can see cornerback.
more-
Real quick,
he's
man,
more
I want
written
to throw
as
up the
a
latest mock
receiver.
draft. He's very fast. Brandon Keeler said, no, he's good, but he's not great. Deion knows who he wants his kids to go to. He's laid a list out, and Atlanta has always been his number one. Real quick, headed to our last view of a mock draft before the real thing happens here Thursday night on DFU. Going to pop up a screen share here. Give me just a quick second. Here we go. Here we go. Can you guys do that?
Loading.
Yep.
Can y'all see it?
There it goes.
Okay. All right. So we got action. Okay. Obviously, number one, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams. Number 2, the Minnesota Vikings trade up and take Jaden Daniels. That's a big jump for the Vikings, guys. They just traded the farm. It says the Vikings would trade the 11th, 23rd, and 2025 first-round pick to Washington Commanders for the 2nd overall pick. Says here the Washington Commanders would take Drake May. Guys, this is 3 quarterbacks back to back off the board. Drake May to the Washington Commanders.
Well, that would mean the Washington Commanders would have to trade with the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Right here it says the Washington Commanders trade 11th, 23rd, 40th, and the 2025 third pick to the Washington New England Patriots for the 3rd pick. Cardinals with Marvin Harrison Jr., a guy that Desmond Ridder could potentially throw to in the future. Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals. The Los Angeles Chargers select Malik Neighbors. That's a big name, dude. I was heavy on this kid here, Malik Neighbors. Denver Broncos. There's your move right there, Cody. Denver Broncos trade up and take the guy, J.J. McCarthy.
Poor kid.
Philip was right all along. Denver Broncos trade Patrick Surtain 2 and 12 picks to the New York Giants for the 6th overall pick. Tennessee Titans select Joe Alt 1 pick before us. Could you imagine that? Joe Alt is off the board, and guess who picks next? The Dirty Birds. And we select edge Dallas Turner from Alabama. It's hard to envision Atlanta Falcons ignoring the defense after largely focusing on filling their offensive needs in free agency. Getting the top edge rusher in the draft class at number 8 is a big win for Falcons defense that tied for having the 11th fewest sacks in the NFL and has lost their top 2 sack producers from 2023. Dallas Turner has double-digit sacks potential even as a rookie and could help make the Atlanta Falcons defense respectable in 2020-24.
Yes, sir.
Falcon fans, draft night. It's on the way. So much that could happen. Man, fans, we're about to have some stuff to talk about here on DFU. Philip, Cody, anything else you guys want to chat about tonight before we get up out of here, head to the comment section. Brandon Keeler in the chat, that was his dream pick. Let's see. That was that. I'm thinking they're using Penix Bay. We went on there. This thing, man, it throws comments everywhere. Brandon Keeler said, I promise y'all Terry knows who's he's going to draft. He may have leaked to others, but he already knows. And that was
That's about Deion's kid.
Yeah. Pamela said, Travis Hunter's a good receiver, then cornerback. Facebook user said, interesting. Jabri Harper said, poor kid, haha. Speaking about Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, I think it was about McCarthy going to the Broncos.
Yeah, could have been about that one.
Man, Sean Payton, poor kid, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got one more subject tonight before we get out of here. One more subject for tonight. New numbers for the Atlanta Falcons, new jerseys, new people, new fans, new touchdowns.
I'm gonna have to get that too.
Jersey number, I like that number 1, man. Darnell Mooney repping that number 1 is pretty tough. Darnell Mooney with 1, Rondell Moore with number 9, Kurt Kozo at 18, 19, Chris Blair is back on the team, bro.
I got to get that number 22.
Chris Blair is a guy that I was big on free agency, dude. He showed out in training camp. He made practice squad. He was active during the season, and they cut him, and they brought him back. Chris Blair. Yeah. Clark Phillip the third with number 22, number change. DeMarco Helms with the number 23. My boy Avery Williams back making his return. Special teams is about to be crazy. Number 26. Kevin King with 32. Antonio, man, this picture is so small on the screen. Antonio Hamilton Sr. is number 33. Ray McLeod the third, another special team, is 34. Robert Burns 39. James Smith Williams number 50. 71 is Willington Preveline. 74 is Ryan Sabota. 81 is Austin Mack. 89 is Charlie Warner. 94 is Laquel London. Laquel London with the jersey swap. And number 99, Eddie Goldman, if he decides to make the roster this year and not retire. So many numbers here have been changed. Obviously, when it comes to training camp, man, we're sitting up there on the hill, fill it with binoculars, trying to figure out who's wearing what number. Always different numbers when it comes out there to training camp. Any numbers you guys are looking to potentially buy jersey-wise? Like what jerseys are we looking at? Just chat, let me know.
Clark Phillips the third.
Hey man, I got a Freddie Falcon jersey on the way.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna rock the double zeros.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
something different.
I'm gonna get the 2-2. As you know, that was my number in sports.
There you go.
I gotta support my dog wearing my number as well. So you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
And the new jerseys for me, man, would definitely be Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have that one.
I got one.
The second one would be if it's Dallas Turner, if it's Ndunze, if it's Quinyon Mitchell, whoever that draft pick will be, that's who I'll wear. And then something about Darnell Mooney, guys. I think Darnell Mooney's gonna have a breakout season. I think that's another jersey that I'll grab, number 1 in Darnell Mooney. Facebook user has said, got to grab me a Drake jersey this year, throwback or regular black. Yes, sir. You can't go wrong with the Drake. I was probably the only person to own a Helms jersey, and then he trades number a year to another $150 down the drain. And he's made the selection. That was his selection, you know. So
that makes the jersey more rare now, though.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Nobody really bought him like that.
And then to be able to take a picture with him and stuff like that, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
What about?
So Brandon Keeler said, I want number 1. Yes, sir. Darnell Mooney rocking number 1. Said I was my number 1 was my number, but they traded away my B-Day twin, Akuda. Jabri Harper, man. Jabri was big on Akuda. Jabri liked Akuda. I liked him too, man.
I rock with Akuda.
Pamela said Drake London's number 5, Kirk Cousins 18, and Jesse Bates. I got to get a Jesse Bates, Miss Pam. I'm glad you just said that. I got to get the Jesse Bates.
I just got to get the Jesse Bates.
Gotta have the Jesse Bates, man. You can't go wrong with the JB3. Definitely was the best signing from last year's free agency. Guys, let's give a prediction. Just hit my mind before the season starts, before draft. Let's give our best free agency signing. We'll go around the table. Who do we think the best free agency signing was this offseason?
100%. It was Jesse Bates, 100%.
No, I'm saying this offseason.
This offseason? Well.
Yeah, for this year. Yeah.
Early prediction. Spoiler, my fault. This is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. It's going to be Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
100%. That's a spoiler.
Yes, sir.
Yep. No, I was just. Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead,
Philip's 100% right, man. It's going to be Kirk Cousins when he puts up 35 touchdowns, like 7 interceptions, and
Beating the Panthers 35 to 10.
Yeah, it's damn near 5,000 yards passing. Like, I've seen a lot of hate for Kirk, especially early, and it's just like, what about Lamar? We could have had Lamar, a couple of years ago. It's like, man, Kirk Cousins.
We would have never
give me
had
Kirk
that
Cousins.
option.
Let's say
we never had that option.
Yeah, I would say probably your
And he's
best
that guy,
free
though.
agency signing was Kirk Cousins. Hoping we can get Calais Campbell back, man. It's been really quiet about the Campbell. Before we get out, man, we do got one more thing, man. The Patriots and the Bill Belichick rumors. They called Arthur Blank up and was like, "Yo, don't take the chances on Bill Belichick." Let's see what this article here on Bleacher Report has to say. I'm gonna screen share this.
One of getting 5 Super Bowls.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, this guy just didn't want us fucking winning. It says NFL rumors Patriots legend Bill Belichick didn't view Falcons as a true contender. It says after Belichick exits from the New England Patriots, Landry, head coach, was looking to continue his career with the right team. One of the interests was Atlanta Falcons. Blah blah blah. I don't get the sense that Belichick, from our sources, looked at Atlanta as a true. See this right here, man. The sense is like you don't know if he thought Atlanta was going to be a true contender. Like that's not what kept Bill Belichick out of Atlanta. If we wanted Bill, we had Bill up. We took him on a private boat. I mean, come on, guys. Come on, make it make sense. We're not even going to finish that article because that's bullshit.
It's all good, though. We got Coach
Bill
Rob.
Belichick
That's all that matters. We got Coach Rob, and that's all that matters. He's doing his thing, man, and I'm loving it. He's got us a good answer for it.
Well, before I almost forgot. Speaking of cool stuff, what about about possibly having a third or a second helmet this year? The design. They're talking about that.
I did see that. That would be dope, man.
I want to see a white helmet personally. I want to try to see something, or like with our logo now, like a fully. But that's the thing. I don't want to see. How about we just bring back?
How about we just bring back the old white throwback jerseys with the gray pants that went with the red helmet? That shit was fire, dude. On the away games, oh my.
Yeah. Well, you know what I was thinking would be real cool on our helmet is like how we have the gradient jersey that goes from the red to black helmet on our helmet.
Make you a gradient.
And then the bird or
like the feathers.
Yeah.
On the helmet
the gradient would be tough because Arthur Smith no longer here. Shout out Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
Psych, you're going. Gradient jersey with a gradient helmet would be freaking fire. Arthur Smith never wore the gradient jerseys. He wore it one time?
Well, he did, but it was just like
I don't know what his deal was with it. I liked it.
Last year, it was just I don't know.
But could you imagine that? Like, do like
I love the throwback jerseys with the red helmet, but you wore them 3 times that season. You could at least thrown in this once or twice.
I'm in here for my boy Crew Jones. 420 weekend. Let's go, motherfucking fries up. Pass the Dutchie to the left, brother. Shout out to you, Crew Jones. Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Hit that like button. Facebook user here says the red throwback helmets with the red back jerseys will be fire. Yes,
dude, that's what I want. That's what I want.
I don't know, man, but just think about that graded. Like you do that like a matte black, and they do like a real shiny red going backwards. Oh.
Like the feather.
Yeah, but but like I say, like make it a little different. Do like a matte black and then like a real shiny like metallic red. Woo.
Yeah, that would be
Sign me up.
Man, I was playing on Madden the other day, man. I was just going through our jersey selection. We've had some fire jerseys, but a question came up to me from a diehard Falcon fan. We're supposed to get together this year, and he's going to travel with me to a game. So shout out to my boy Peacock. The Falcon fans would love to see the Falcons go from this logo back to the throwback logo. Make it the main essential logo here in Atlanta. You did update the jerseys. You're kind of going more retro. Kind of can see why they went away with it. But it seems like the throwback logo has been brought in even more the past 2 years. Your guys' thoughts?
I think so I'm suggesting, or I'm go ahead and saying that you've seen things of like new, like updated uniforms of like the throwbacks. Just in the today's era, kind of in a way. My personal opinion, I wouldn't mind that. I'm all for that because I've seen some cool concepts. But I would like to keep the same logo we got now, just with just throwing a little bit modern and throwback at the same time. I've seen designs of it. It looks great, like especially with the logo we got now, like right here. It looks good on the throwback side too. But if they end up deciding going to the big long bird, I'm cool with it. It's iconic too. I like both. I'm a Falcon fan. I'm gonna support it either way.
Oh yeah.
No, I definitely like both, but my thing is I'm always one of those people who keep moving forward. Cool, do the throwbacks, all that stuff, but I like the current logo. Was a fan back when the old logos, since the old logo, but
yeah,
man, this logo's just, man,
it's grown.
When it's grown on me. It's sleek. It's fast.
It's more modern.
Yeah, I was gonna say just more modern. I don't know. I just like it. But what about on our alternative helmets? You put the new logo and the old logo, so you get both on either side. Could you imagine? I mean, there's so much you could do. Exactly. So you got. So I mean, the helmet represents. You get the gradient, so it signifies, hey, old coming into the new, and you've got both birds on side of your helmet.
That would be tough.
Like a fusion of the two birds would be fire.
Man, speaking of jersey numbers, this just hit my mind. I just thought about it. Cody was speaking on the 0-0 with the Freddie jersey. Shout out to my brother-in-law, man. Brother-in-law came through with the Freddie statue, man. Double zero is going to get Freddie to sign it. You know what I mean? Get the little signature right there. But shout out to my boy Victor, my brother-in-law. Appreciate the early birthday gift, man. Shout out to you, sir. Philip, Cody, not a lot to talk about tonight, man. Draft night's coming up. Teams are being quiet. Not a lot of news being broke out, but trust me, Thursday night, man. Thursday night, we're going to have so much to talk about when it comes to the channel. So much coverage after the channel because guess what? We're live Thursday night for draft night. Then we're live Friday night speaking on that draft pick. And then guess what? We may even be live Sunday night speaking on potential roster candidates. Who will make the roster? Who's going to get cut? So much coming here for the channel. Before we get out of here, man, a couple more comments. Facebook user here said, I've been buying a lot of throwback Falcon hats and throwback jackets lately, though. Laughed my ass off. The throwback clothes.
They have been selling it lately, though.
Yeah, the throwback clothes are fire. Like every time they come back with the throwback edition when it comes to the stores for wintertime, I'm buying the throwback. This is how it is. It may be $80 for a hoodie, but I'm buying the throwback. Facebook user said, lit Chase with the fire emojis. Brandon Keeler with the hashtag DFU on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, man, hit that like, share, comment. Be sure to subscribe, man. It's free, guys. It's free. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, head over to YouTube. Dirty Fanatics United. Hit the subscribe button, man. We greatly appreciate it. Philip, Cody, shout-outs for tonight, brother.
As always, shout out to our Lord and Savior, boy, for another day, man. It has been a blessing day. It's been a good day. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready, excited for the week. I'm going to go silent mode all week until we get to Thursday. I got to be like a ninja, bro. So shout out to them dirty birds, man. Yo. I don't see where you possibly could mess this up. I really don't. Any pick, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be happy, be square, brother. You feel me? So shout out to them dirty birds. Shout out to y'all for being here as well. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You're always thankful for y'all. You know what I mean? And as always, man, rise up.
Yes, sir. Cody, your shout-outs for tonight, brother.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that stopped by, commented, and watched, man. Just keep liking, subscribing. The more you like and subscribe, the more content we can push out, or we will push out. Man, but shout out to you two coming and talking Dirty Bird, football, man. This was after this week, man. This was much needed. This distraction, man. So shout out to you guys for coming and talking Dirty Bird football. Man, it's been rough, but you know what? This has been good, and I enjoyed doing this. Can't wait for the draft. I can't wait to be live at Mercedes-Benz, get that reaction, to see, who becomes a Dirty Bird, man, and who we get a root for all next year. But thanks everybody for watching and being here on a Sunday night, and rise up.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to each and everybody here in the comment section. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. You're watching Dirty Fanatics United, an Atlanta Falcon podcast with free giveaways. free merch giveaways, free Atlanta Falcon giveaways. We're even give away tickets, man. All you got to do is contribute here to the channel. We'll make sure we're taking care of you. Shout out to everybody here that's a new subscriber. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And shout out to Cody, man. Cody, I'm not going to mention anything that's going on, brother, but I want you to know my prayers are with you and your family and with anybody that's been impacted with that situation that you have going on, brother. Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to everybody in the Falcon Nation, man. Rise up. It's another day to be a Dirty Bird. Falcon fans will have a new Atlanta Falcon player Thursday night.
Yes,
Dirty
sir.
Fanatics United here to talk about it. Thursday night, 7:45. Dirty Fanatics United is live. We out of here, man. It's your boys, Chase, Phillip, and Cody. A-Town down. Rise up.